Day 3, and we're in Oban, and what a day it was yesterday between fantastic boat rides and the emotional journey of joining the Mull Gaelic choir singing together for the first time. It was just something really very special. Got a great night's sleep, and we're heading from Oban to Tyndrum to Dalmally via Loch. And in that case, with that kind of destination tally, there's only one way to do it, and that's by train. Sheila, that's brilliant to be singing with you, singing Tyndrum and Tyndrum. And not just that, but we're very kindly being hosted by Audrey and Davy Patterson. And Audrey was actually the instigator of the words behind that song. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that. I knew that it had been created for, was it created for Tyndrum?
For tonight, Gaelic choir, yeah.
I hadn't realised it was Audrey that
I always call it like the village national anthem.
Yeah.
And it is lovely, and Audrey of course is a choir leader herself.
Absolutely.
And not only that, but sings with the swing band, and any village that can bring Gaelic music and swing together has got to be on the west coast actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were your thoughts as you were making your way through the kind of COVID world, like as a pro musician, but also as somebody who's working with community musicians all the time?
Yeah, different. I was very lucky in that half my work is teaching and half of it's kind of gigging and playing, and then of course the choir and everything as well. And I was very lucky in the teaching side that everybody just really pretty fast moved over to online. So that was a good side of it, and then the no gigging was strange. It was very strange, and suddenly not travelling around as well, because even with the teaching I do a lot of travelling. So no travelling, I found that hard at first. I'd never been in my house so much in my life, so I did find that weird at first. But
did you carry on making your own music?
To be honest, I did at first. And then I hit a kind of block of just lack of knowing where you could possibly do it, and I did hit a bit of a block towards the end of the last year, and then the last lockdown at the beginning of this year I found harder.
Is rowing and Mare Chollehan Ribbehan Mar Chris Voden to Mackay.
seems very strange for me to be speaking English to you, Andreas, but I guess that's okay because that's not your first language. You're from Berlin originally. Looking at it as a resident Scot and a Gael by adoption.
Thank you.
Have you been able to look at the similarities or the differences between this global experience by having Scottish connections in German?
Yeah, the main thing I think is that different countries go through similar steps but at different times. So when the pandemic started, I think Germany dealt with the outbreak a lot better, I would have personally thought, than the UK did. But then as time went on, the UK was a lot quicker in rolling out the vaccine, and Germany was a bit slower on that one. They did catch up in the end though, I think, and they've got fairly decent levels now. I think the other thing is possibly that it's the difference between towns or cities and rural places like here. That's the same everywhere, and I think life during lockdown would have been a lot more difficult for my own folks in Berlin because they live in a big city, not because they live in Germany, you know. So yeah, fairly easy to do lockdown in Loch, not so easy to do it in Glasgow or in London or in Berlin.
And of course, when you do finally get to gather with the Tyndrum Gaelic Choir, you've got your choice of outside spaces to be gathering for that first rehearsal in a couple of weeks' time. But it's kind of a special place for Tyndrum, I think, in terms of where you're going to be gathering.
Yeah, we'll be gathering again outside the pavilion. Normally we gather inside, but I think singing inside is still maybe not recommended or even forbidden, I'm not so sure. But we're gathering outside, so we'll be either battling the rain or the midges or possibly both.
And it is the Shinty field, so you won't
Yes.
be coming armed with cannons though.
No, not this time.
Bad Belgus, Badmore, Bad Belgus, Badmore, Bad Belgus, Badmore, ik mag jou geen vind. Bad Belgus, Badmore, Bad Belgus, Badmore, kus lingish fui jou, ik mag jou nog geen vind. Ora chwasherig jalte, chwasherig jalte, chwasherig jalte, mag jou nog geen vind. Ach, chwasherig jalte, slug an in banjachus, wofshe Triall, mag jou nog geen vind. Znafado em shire, znafado em shire, znafado em shire, mag jou nog geen vind. Znafado em shire, schniek em emrien, es geschon niet in nere, mag jou nog geen vind. Ik Túnskeide mór, ag túnskeide mór, ag túnskeide mór, tá saim alní. Ag túnskeide mór, agus rancealú ceannachas hang siadí. Bhí ponca iadó, sí ponca amó, sí ponca iadó, ag mo cheallach in fin. Bhí ponca iadó, sí ponca amó, sa chluideile len hall ag mo cheallach in fin. Nach fado am siras, nach fado am siras, nach fado am siras, mo cheallach in fin. Nach fado am siras, ní ag me mianas, go seola tí níra mo cheallach in fin. Bad belgus bad mór, bad belgus bad mór, bad belgus bad mór, ag mo cheallach in fin. Bad belgus bad mór, agus lingish fui cheall ag mo cheallach in fin.
First time ever I'm not going to be on that great horseshoe there with the train coming round from Bridge of Orchy round into Tyndrum underneath the magnificent Bendoran. I'm away to learn the song again so that I'm ready for the beginning of part 2. But in the meantime we've only got a couple of miles to go, so step by step, and I'm not going to look at the train.
Yes you are. You're a West Coaster.
Joking. Le Mackay Loti nahi horo ho horo. Na vil le Mackay Loti horo nahi horo. Bounce shahan it holkari nahi horo ho horo. Bounce shahan it holkari horo nahi horo. Namach grila hiber clari nahi horo ho horo. Shema bainis glauna hulshin horo nahi horo. Vaminines vamina ishlat nahi horo ho horo. This is the end of the first leg, the end of day 4. My bottom is sore, my feet are sore, and I have a face like a burst couch after going on ribs and bikes and going by foot and train, and I've had an absolute ball because I've been able to meet so many musicians and singers and make music with folk again, and it's just been amazing. But right now my feet aren't singing, the dogs are barking, so I'm heading down into Tyndrum, and I think the very first thing is a pint. See you in the next leg. Nahi horo ho horo. Hatar in tawag na rio horo nahi horo. Skye jim de vadje vino nahi horo ho horo. Hagi jim de vadje vino horo nahi horo. Hatchil the kim dan chron naivu nahi horo ho horo. Nahi horo.